Hey family, how's everyone? I am trying to share this. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Good to see you. Just trying to share my broadcast out so I can get some people in the room. I thank you all for being here and showing up and being amazing. Thank you so much. I am super excited about this opportunity that's presenting itself for me to teach what I know, what I influence with what I know and I'm able to teach. So I'm really excited about this opportunity to teach. For those of you who are here for the first time, this is Dr. Eve. I am your evidence-based mobile social support coach. And what that simply means is that I help providers to implement research into their practice, integrate research into their business practices. So I do that from all 4 points of the globe, globally, and help businesses to improve upon what it is that they already know and are able to teach. I help you get past the paralysis that people can sometimes find themselves in with their business idea from information overload, because they're looking in all the wrong places for information that should really make their processes seamless. So I'm really excited about helping individuals to just stop missing opportunities and operate from a place of greatness. So to God be the glory. I'm going to be teaching target market research and all the questions that business owners need to be able to answer. But I do this from the perspective of, what does the evidence say about your market? What does the evidence say about your market? So I'm super excited. You can hope to benefit from this particular class. It's going to be amazing. It's very, very cost effective. So I'm super excited. You guys know I come out here every day. I come out here and I talk about, looking at how we lose prospects, how we just lose our prospects to the competitor because we are not offering anything that's different, right? And what's different, right? How do you find what's different? Let's just take a minute to think about that for a second. Nothing's new under the sun, right? Nothing's new under the sun. And scholars are the reason why we know what we know, right? So why shouldn't we be looking at the research for what the concerns are, the successes, the gaps, and the recommendations to any market? Everything on the planet is a market, right? Everything. I cannot see comments. Let me just see if I did something wrong, because I cannot see a single comment. But maybe I hit it. I don't know. I'm just checking to be sure. So I'm showing my chat. So nothing's new under the sun. Absolutely nothing, right? But yet we all have these ideas about business, as we should, right? But we also have to have unique selling points, right? Many of you have already narrowed down your ocean to your stream. What do I mean by that? You have a big body of water, right? You have an ocean that narrows and, that leads to rivers that lead to lakes to ponds to streams, right? So many of you have already identified your stream, but your streaming market, right? But what do you do after that? What do you do after that when you have already identified your stream, where you want to sell your product? Is it needed? Have you done benchmarks? How big is your market? Are you going to be able to sell it? Who's buying? What about all those questions? Those questions that you have to answer. There's at least 21 of those questions that must be answered. In this course, in this particular class, I'm going to be sharing with you those questions. I'm going to be showing you how to narrow down your stream if you haven't already. I'm going to be showing you or teaching you how to identify the concerns, successes, the gaps, and the recommendations. Not from Google, from the scholars. From the scholars. Why? Because they're the ones who are telling us where we need to look next. What questions are you trying to answer, right? We live life and we decide to do business because we want to solve a problem. And most of the time, even in research, we're trying to solve a problem. But we do so by asking ourselves a question. A question, right? We ask ourselves a question. Just like I did when I wanted to do the research on mobile applications in service, for service delivery. And I asked the question, what are the facilitators' perspectives, right? Research. What are the facilitators' perspectives on the use of mobile HS in addiction relapse prevention, right? That was my question. That's what I want to know about. So that's what I would narrow down. That's how I would dig up my literature. That's how I would design my questions. That's how I would do all of those things. Business is no different. Business is absolutely no different. And so these are the things that are going to help you to identify and look at how you can begin to develop a seamless approach to business, a seamless approach to your business. And so alongside that, you will learn how to develop your resource list, an ongoing resource list. You know, people are often concerned with plagiarism, copyright this, copyright that, copyright the other. But if you are approaching business from a research perspective, then you have literally developed a resource reference list, a body of literature that you use to develop, answer questions, develop and create content, right? You don't have to look at other people's products to do that. Look at the scholars. What are the scholars saying? And then give them credit for it. So the bottom line is this, folks. The approaches that we take it, if you want security in what it is that you're doing, if you want, let me say it again, if you want security in what it is that you're doing, then we have to learn how to go about this thing in a different way. We can create, we can design, we can put it together, we can teach it, we can sell it, right? But you have to do it from a sound perspective, secure perspective of adding new value every day. That's why we're here. That's what scholars do. We are here to add value to the field. Just like I am adding this value to the business field. I'm saying, hey folks, you don't have to do it like they did yesterday, right? I'm saying, hey folks, you don't have to do it like that, but you can do it differently. And here's why this works. Don't lose another prospect because your competitor has figured it out, or because your competitor has offered some new content that Google doesn't offer, right? We got to get away from Google this, Google that, and Google the other, right? Because Google is full of business owners like us who are placing that content out there left and right. But where's the new? Where's the innovative, right? Where are those things? I don't see any of your comments. If you are here, I'm so sorry. I do not see comments at all, and I'm unable to respond to those. But thank you for being here. So for those of you who are here for the first time, again, my name is Dr. Eveangel Savage. I am your evidence-based mobile social support coach. And on August 1st, I'm going to be delivering a much-needed course. Target like a boss. Understand what the research says about your market and target like a boss. If you want to get into this class, Visit the link in my bio. It's $10 off. The first 15 people will get a $10 discount. Beyond that, the course will be what it is, right? Because this is rich. You're going to get some rich data and understanding about how to approach business seamlessly. You can have 20 platforms, but if you know what that research says, you can develop content forever, right? And then you're developing it from a sound approach of what the research says. So we're going to be looking at identifying, initiating, implementing strategies to corner your market. We're going to learn how to identify the concerns, successes, gaps, and recommendations of your market. We're going to narrow down your ocean to your stream. We're going to develop your source list, identify your market, your influential market. Everybody's not your market. So when you identify your stream, when you identify what it is you want to do, then we will develop your influential market, your streaming market. That one that's just looking for you, right? That one that's just looking for you. So, and not only that, but when you get into this, you're going to be just as excited as I am every day. I wake up every day looking at my source list, looking at my research, my flow, looking at my information that's hitting my inbox, saying, hey, pop. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, let me put this out there. Stuff people don't. This stuff is here, folks. It's here. But you looking in the wrong places. So for those of you who truly want to operate and target like a boss, I suggest you get your seat. Reserve your seat, because this is going to be amazing. Because I do this every day. I get excited about it. I'm happy about it. I function like a boss. I function like a boss. I put information out there like a boss. Why? Because it's coming. I didn't develop this stuff for myself. When you know that you already know your market, then you just set your platform up to feed you. It feeds you. You feed your public, right? So you don't have to waste energy always looking at, what am I going to talk about today? What am I going to sell today? What am I going to post today? That's a no-brainer when you understand what the research says. See, let me tell you another secret. 99% of the success on e-commerce is not because of information you shared about yourself. Let me say that again. 99% of the success on e-commerce is not because of information you shared about you. It's about 75% of you sharing somebody else. Let me say that again. 75% of you sharing, because when you share somebody else, it gets you in front of everybody else. Let me say that again. When you share other people, it gets you in front of everybody else. So how many people you sharing me with today? How many people did you share me with today? I say that because people don't take this seriously. You really must understand. I don't do anything by accident. Let me say it again. Nothing is ever by accident. It is strategic. And if you are not strategic in your thinking, don't think it's a copycat. I don't do any cookie cutting. No, I don't do that, right? I am an originator. I invent, right? But I do that based on what the research says, because the scholars told me what I need to be doing next. Just like I told them what they need to be doing next when I wrote my dissertation. I told them, well, here's some things that I'm recommending that have not been touched by this yet. So I'm going to recommend that you all study this, that the next person that comes behind me studies this, right? I'm making recommendations. My colleagues are making recommendations, and they're making them in all the industries. So I'm going to encourage you guys, please get yourself a seat. Get yourself a seat. It will be a game changer for you. So we're going to learn also how to develop a multi-layered digital campaign. When you know what the research says about you can take a pure cause. For all you nonprofiters out there, you can develop an entire campaign based on the research, right? You develop that campaign. Say you are a nonprofiter who serves providers, or you are a for-profit that serves nonprofit providers. Whatever the case, or you serve schools, you serve organizations, you serve individuals, you serve large populations, you serve organizations. See, I'll never target individuals. Not individuals. I want to target the leader. I'm going to target the leader. I'm going to target the organization. I'm going to target the government. I'm going to target the city. I'm going to target the country, right? So it's very, very important that you know who you're selling to, or who are you able to sell to, right? Absolutely, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely. In our session yesterday, we learned so much together, right? And so every day is a new thing. Every day is a new thought. And God delivers on his promises. But you have to be in position and desire to understand that this is not hard. This is not hard. But you just have to be willing to move away from the cameras for a minute. Move away from the cameras. When you move away from the cameras for a minute and you come back, you coming back fierce. Fierce and unremovable, right? Fierce. That's the language that you should want to have for yourself. You want to be fierce in your delivery. You want to be fierce in your content. You want people to know that you know what you know, right? So the bottom line is this, everyone. You can be absolutely amazing, and most of you are. But a lot of our information is tired. Okay? Let me say that again. A lot of the information that we're putting out there is tired of being put out there, right? People are tired of it being put out there. Because what's new about that? I've heard that before. I've heard that before. I've seen that before. I've heard that before. I've heard that before. So where are you getting your fresh? Where are you getting your fresh content from, right? So I'm not being sarcastic when I say this. I think that it's very important that you understand that you can have an infinite supply. You can have an infinite supply of information if you would understand what the research says about your market. So if you want to get inside, if you want to begin to look at business from a different perspective as a global risk taker, in business, and you want to get beyond your local status, and you want to identify and be able to work with people from all 4 points of the world, deliver them something new. Give them something new and innovative, right? And you can understand these things when you know what the research says about your market. So for the first 15 people who sign up for this class, you will get a $10 off. The link is in my bio. I decided to sell this class because someone asked me to. Wendy Wiley Alexander, thank you so much, was on a scope, and she says, hey, listen, we need somebody to teach us this. And she asked me to teach it. So it's my thing. It's my garden. It's my thing, right? So I'm delighted to be able to share this information with all of you. If you are interested, if you are a leaper, if you are a sister triber, if you are an Afroscope, these are my communities, and everybody else out there who needs to be and needs and wants to operate and target like a boss, then get yourself a seat. Take a seat. Take a seat at the table and let me feed you some of the nuggets that God has given to me. So for those of you who are catching me on the replay, this is Dr. Eve. I am your evidence-based mobile social support coach. I teach everything from an evidence-based perspective. No shame, in my game. I love what I do. And I ask myself and you, what does the evidence say about your market? That is the question that you have to answer, because everybody in your camp is looking to understand what it is you know about your industry. And if you don't know what the industry says, the research says about your market, then how true is what you do, right? So to God be the glory. Thank you guys for coming in. If you're on the replay, thank you for hearting it up. I love some hearts. Thank you also to my girl, UK Sarah, one of my mentees who's in the house growing. She's growing. She's growing in her own processes, right? A lot of my mentees, they're growing, developing their own models. Models that are good for them, not models that mimic that of someone else, but finding their space that's comfortable for them as they grow in their processes of targeting like a boss. Right, Sarah? So the link to the course, I'm sorry, you guys, that was my daughter. The link to the course is tinyurl.com/I am the evidence coach. Real simple. tinyurl.com I am the evidence coach. Hey, Yusef, good to see you, son. I hope you're being a good boy. I know you are. Hello to you. So thank you guys for coming out. If you have any questions, also, I have a Facebook group. It's evidence coaching. I am the evidence coach. I am the evidence coaching. I am the evidence coaching group, right? So you can come into that group. I welcome you there, where we are doing some great things, igniting some fires under some people to move, right? Which is critical, right? If you can't, everything is not for everybody. Selling is not out here. Selling is not for everybody. But there are some other things. Hey, favored by Yahweh, good to see you, lady. And so there are some other amazing things that are going on inside the group too. Some people don't want to get out here and teach and all of this stuff. Hello, because there is such a thing as the customer, right? There's such a thing as the customer. Some people approach business from the customer field agent perspective. And so a lot of our people are going to be looking at picking up their jobs and catching their sales through being, through field agents. So I am so excited. The Facebook group is called I Am the Evidence on Facebook Coaching. I Am the Evidence Coaching on Facebook. But if you want to get, if you are ready to target like a boss and get these sweet nuggets that I'm putting down, that God then gave to me, He gave to me through understanding, through learning, 22 years of learning, right, about something that I love, right? So I'm designed to give it back to you, right? So if you are willing and desire to want to be a part of that, get your seat. Go get your seat. Don't hesitate. Please get your seat, because it's at a price where you would absolutely, okay, it's $40 less than I sold it last year. It's $40 less than I sold it last year. But that's because I have plenty of venues in which I can teach the class. So I want to make sure, though, that those of you who truly want to operate from a place of authority, for those of you who truly want to operate with content that's fact and figure, if you truly want to dig in a place where you can develop endless content in your industry, get yourself a seat. Reserve your seat. In the bio is the link to the class, Target Market Research. Target like a boss, right? This is Dr. Eve, you guys. I gotta go over to my Facebook group and share some nuggets over there too. So until the next time, be amazing and understand what the research says about your market. Bye-bye.